Hello there everyone, and welcome to a new video I'm deciding to, or a new video series I'm deciding to try out. Highlighting some of the games I played recently and my sort of overall impressions of each one. Now this won't include games that I've bought over the past month. I want to sort of talk about those in my next pickup video. So they're sort of off the table for now, but I've still got a lot of games I want to talk about, so I'll just get on with it. First of all, we have Spyro the Dragon on the original PlayStation. Very, very good. I was very surprised by it. Well, I didn't. Let me put it this way: I didn't play it when it first came out because I was in my sort of early to mid-teens at the time. And I saw a game like this, and it just seemed like really a sort of kids game, and that not saying that anyone else would really enjoy. But I was definitely proven wrong. I feel this is a fantastic open world adventure / platformer, and I've done two worlds, 100%. I'm currently through World 3, and it is actually getting tougher, so which is good. You know, I don't mind that sort of progressive difficulty sort of spike, you know. So or difficulty curve, I should say. And but yeah, I'm really liking it. I can't wait to beat it and move on to the second and third one of the series. So yeah. Next up, I have the Prince of Persia HD collection. I'm sort of highlighting Sands of Time. Now, Sands of Time is a game I beat when it originally came out in late 2003, and I absolutely loved it. You know, I didn't really remember too much about the sort of middle part of the game. And sort of going back and playing it right now, I'm sort of around 60 to 70% through the game right now, and it's really, really difficult midway through this game. And there's certain points where you feel like completely overwhelmed by the amount of enemies on screen. But while the combat isn't as great as isn't as solid as I remember it, the platforming on the other hand is still to this day really holds up really well, and you can clearly see that Ubisoft sort of took the sort of mechanics from this game and made it into other games such as the Assassin's Creed series. And I did actually hear a story that there was a Prince of Persia game called Prince of Persia Assassin, which was like a sort of alpha build, and then all of a sudden became like turned into Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I always thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, Prince of Persia Sands of Time still holds up well as I remember, but it's definitely a lot more difficult than I remember it being as well. So okay, funny enough, the next game is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and yeah, after the absolute disappointment that was Assassin's Creed 3, I don't think anyone can really doubt that the last game was a massive disappointment in many different areas, being the story, the fact that the game felt very unfinished, and just was just an absolute chore to play. It just wasn't very fun to do all the stuff you had to do, and but this one I feel has sort of rectified a lot of the things that Assassin's Creed 3 got wrong, and it just feels fun again to play this. And I feel that the inclusion, one of the things they got right in the last game with the whole nautical missions and sort of going around in the ship, they've sort of taken that and fleshed it out as you would do in a game about pirates. And it's just really enjoyable to go around in a similar way to Far Cry 3 and just like explore, hunt for like certain animals to sort of upgrade your stuff, and it just feels like Ubisoft have sort of listened to the fans and just made something that is fun to play again, like Assassin's Creed 2 was way back when. Because for me, that is still the best Assassin's Creed game ever made, and I am liking this one so far, but I don't think it's reached that level of perfection just yet. I mean, I've only played the first 4 acts, and it's on par with. Well, it's definitely better than 3 and Revelations and the original. I'd say it's on par with Brotherhood right now, but yeah, I'm still going to keep playing through it until I beat it, and then I'll probably have like a final judgment on how good it actually is. So, but yeah, so far so good. Next up, we have Tales of Exilia, the day one edition I got here. I got for like 25 quid in Asda like a few months back, and yeah, I've been playing this for about 22 hours now, and ironically I've barely reached like the halfway point. So yeah, it's a very long game, as most Tales games are. But yeah, I'm really having fun with it. I wouldn't say it's as good as Ni no Kuni in my opinion, but one of the things it does have over that is the combat system is really, really good. The fact you can select certain special moves and link them with other characters so you can get like different results. The fact you can play as you can set yourself as any character who's available at the time and fight with them, and sort of link with other characters as well, which is really cool. I feel like the story is quite solid. The dialogue at times is really hilarious. But I mean, Alvin's the sort of typical sort of jokey kind of guy, but I definitely say that Mila and Rowan, this guy here, is my favourite character so far. Do have their moments of absolute hilarity. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, and this being the first Tales game I've had a chance to play properly, and I'm having an absolute blast playing it. So, and I do plan on beating this before the sequel Tales of Exilia 2 comes out in August 22nd, I believe. So yeah, I've still got some ways to go, but I should beat it by then. So, and finally, I've got some PS2 games I'd like to show you that I've been playing recently. First one is XMen Legends. Really, really surprised by this. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It's a dungeon crawler similar to Baldur's Gate, the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games, and also most recently Diablo 3. But it's got some interesting little RPG elements where you can sort of upgrade each character, each X-Men, and they all have like their own strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, it's really varied in like how you can approach each level, playing as like different characters, and there's certain secret areas where you have to use a certain character's power to get to progress, and the story is pretty interesting. How it focuses on like a new X-Men called, her name is like Magma, and there's this whole conspiracy of like why the opposing league want her, and there's sort of real mystery to it, and yeah, it keeps you playing. Keeps you playing the game. I've only done the first couple of stages, but and I'm about 7 hours in. But so far, I'm really liking it, and I've heard that the sequel is even better. So yeah, I can't wait to beat this and move on to that. Next up, we have Jet Li Rise to Honor. I'll be honest, I didn't really like this one too much. It had some an interesting blend of like Sleeping Dogs meets Stranglehold. Sleeping Dogs with the hand-to-hand combat, and Stranglehold with the sort of cinematic sequences, and the certain tricks you can do with like certain objects. I thought was really interesting, but I don't know. I just didn't really get into it. I feel it was a little bit too. It's a short game, but it is just deliberately making things difficult just to extend the game, and I really don't like that in games. But it's a solid enough game. It just wasn't really for me, unfortunately. Next up, we have the Godfather the game. This is another pretty good one. It's similar to the GTA games, obviously being open world, but I'd say more specifically Vice City Stories, in that game you can sort of extort businesses and to earn money, and but I feel that this game does it a hell of a lot better. Because you can talk to the owners of like a business and try to persuade them to join you, and if they don't, you can like destroy their shop or like beat them up or whatever. And I feel that's quite. It's one of those situations when you play a game where it just never gets old. It just like gets really entertaining every time a situation like that happens, and. But yeah, it follows certain plot points of the original movie, and I feel that a lot of the missions are quite good, and the combat system is very good, and the hand-to-hand combat, and the shoot mechanics are really good. The fact that you have a cover system and you can aim and shoot from there, which the GTA's never really had until GTA 4. So. In that regard, it's definitely one of the better licensed games out there, and yeah, I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Killswitch. Unfortunately, this was another one where it didn't really grasp me. I felt that the story was kind of non-existent in places. I mean, there was an interesting dialogue between the main character and a voice imitating like you, the player. I thought that was kind of interesting. I think they could have done a little bit more with that. But the fact that it's the cover system, the cover system is the only thing sort of giving this any merit, because everything else feels kind of so average, and it just feels like the cover system was like a gimmick to sell this game, and it's all right, but it's not anything special. So yeah. Next up, we have the Getaway Black Monday. This one really surprised me because I didn't expect this to be any good either. Because I played the first one, I absolutely hated it, but this one I feel that Team Soho really sort of corrected all the wrongs of the first game and built upon that, and yeah, I feel that the story is really well put together, unlike the first game where it felt like you were controlling a it looked like it was being written by like a 12-year-old. It was just like constantly like swearing like left and right, and you struggled to take it seriously. This one has a more real sort of gritty story to it, and yeah, I personally would love to sort of play through this all over again. And yeah, really good game. There are several endings as well, so there is an excuse to play through it a second or even a third time. So, and finally, I have Call of Duty: Finest Hour. This one's really good as well. I'm surprised that the lack of sort of characterization in the more recent Call of Duty has sort of deteriorated from there. From like when it's gone modern, because I feel like with the older titles, it's you get a sense of attachment to each character, and that you really want to persevere through the game because you want to to succeed ultimately. And sorry, I'm just babbling on. And there are 3 campaigns. The Russian campaign, which is fantastic. The British campaign, which is very good, if a little bit short. And the American campaign, which it's good, but it's very frustrating because it gets really difficult near the end. And any point where you have to escort a tank is absolute hell, because the German sort of rocketeers or whatever just will show up from any corner and just like screw you over. So, but yeah, other than that, I absolutely love this game, and I can't wait to play Call of Duty 2 when I get the chance. So yeah. Okay, and that's it for all the games I've recently played. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll do more videos in the future, and yeah, I'll let you know what I've been playing. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you later.